You too. What is good, family? I hope you guys been blessed and definitely drinking your water over these last few weeks. Man, y'all see the title. We definitely gotta dive up into this retention game. What happens after 90 days on retention, right? You've been on retention for 3 months now. What is going on? But before we dive up into that, man, if you guys haven't already, definitely go check out my previous videos on It's Written in Your DNA, along with Elon Musk on retention. Now, it is literally gems within those videos. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, they understand the gem when they see it. Now, as far as on that general jazz, I'll definitely have those videos linked at the top of the screen. Y'all already know the vibes. But understand that God eternal within the body. It's written in your DNA, right? As far as on that general jazz, our ancestors, they literally had a definitive concept, a mindset on exactly what God entailed, how this ideal manifested itself within this physical realm, right? As far as on that general jazz, our ancestors understood that God was an energy. God lies within all living beings and creatures, and therefore he is within each and every person, every living being. With that being said, this derives the multiplicity along with the omnipotent type of concept. This is where we start to turn toward that type of concept, right? Yeah, this is how God sees all, hears all, knows all, etc., etc. Because of the Most High, He is literally experiencing this human existence through all living beings, all living creatures, aka the multiplicity effect. And this is how that comes into being. With that being said, family, this is why your sacred energy is so vital, so important. Because with this being said, this this sacred energy literally helps cultivate that God type of essence, that God energy, right? That divine presence. But with that being said, like I said, family, man, if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely go click that link up at the top of the screen. Along with, as I mentioned before, Elon Musk on retention, family. Now, we have to understand these elites, family, these elites, and those in power, those high earners up there at the top of the charts, those 1 to 10% of people who's ranking up there in that type of financial stance, family. The people who rule the world, they are literally in the know as far as in semen retention. Now, as far as in semen retention, you can call it whatever you want. Abstinence, right? Semen retention, celibacy, etc., so on and so forth. Whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. With that being said, right? Abstaining from sexual activity and cultivating your energy. Now, those in power literally understand this concept, and they understand the fact that what cultivating your energy literally aids in performance, right? It helps your performance out in all avenues of your life, in all avenues of your reality, right? And this is how they stay at the top. And this is how they stay so sharp, because of the fact they understand the fact and the importance of cultivating your energy. See, it is perpetuated to the masses and only the masses, aka the 85 to 90%. About S.E.X, right? You see S.E.X in almost all avenues of your life, whether it be social media, the entertainment industry, the film industry, aka movies, television shows, or just whatever clips you see throughout your day, and so on and so forth. Even starting to seep into everyday reality as far as in day-to-day interactions. S.E.X is always on your mind, etc., etc. Everywhere you go, this is just the way people is just thinking, etc., etc. And so this is important to understand that this is a concept, this is an ideal, a mentality, etc., that's been literally pushed upon the masses for a reason. for you to give away your sacred energy. Understand the importance of your energy and exactly what it entails, why it's so important. And this is the whole purpose of retention, to understand and really recognize exactly what you're giving away every time you release your energy. I'm not saying that you have to go complete, you know, oh snap, I'm giving away all my pleasures for the rest of my life type. No, it's an importance to have a responsibility to understand, to not indulge irresponsibly, to not give your energy away just off the whim. Understand that this energy is sacred for a reason. It has a purpose, let alone it must do something to the human vessel, let alone the body, and aka the mind and the spirit, if it's sacred written in the title. See, a lot of people don't understand that literally sets, aka S.E.X, literally is what, an acronym, right? Aka sacred energy exchange. Sacred energy exchange. You are literally exchanging energies with somebody else. With that being said, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. So understand which those who have eyes to see and ears to hear understand what I'm saying right now, and why it is so important to cultivate your energy, right? Not only to save it for the right person, but to understand who you're exchanging energies with. Like I said, that's a whole nother topic in itself. But you got these elites who literally have this understanding. They have this fundamental grasp on this type of knowledge, and they utilize this to their advantage. People like who? Elon Musk, uh, Nikola Tesla. For those of you who don't know who Nikola Tesla is, pretty much he's a 1900s inventor, right? Famous inventor. He is literally the person who brought about the concept of free energy, aka wireless energy, aka the innovative model of what Elon is coming out with, aka this is where he derived his idea from. This is why Tesla is even called Tesla to begin with, as far as in the car that we have today, the electric car. This technology stems from Nikola Tesla's work. Research that if you don't know who that man is, and then come back and watch this video. But with that being said, these individuals were all on retention. Who else? Muhammad Ali, aka famous boxer. Steve Jobs, the inventor of Apple. Kevin Gates, as I mentioned in my previous benefits video, we already understand that Kevin Gates is literally on retention. He's a repetitive practitioner of retention family, cultivating your energy. This is why it's so important. These people in high positions recognize that they all have different professions. You got entertainment, you got what, technology, you got the boxing industry, so on and so forth. uh these people literally all have a innate understanding of exactly the importance of cultivating your energy family. This is why it's so important for the masses to understand this concept, because of the fact, until you understand the importance of your sacred energy, you will always continue to overindulge. One. Two, you will always continue to give your energy away freely. And three, you will never achieve what you're trying to set out to become, because of the fact you are so drained physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. In all departments. But it goes much deeper than that. Like I said, that's a topic for another video. And this also leads me to my point of, for those of you who play sports or participate in things like that, maybe you in school or something like that, whatever the case may be, maybe you got your coach, etc., etc. You ever heard your coach tell you, yo, don't partake or participate or don't do all this extra jazz with your energy. We got a big game coming up, right? Y'all know what that means. As far as in, you got your coach telling you, to hang back, refrain from those females or those dudes, whoever, etc., etc. We got a big game coming up. Save your energy. Blase, blase, do all this training, etc., etc. It's a reason for that. Whether they have a deep fundamental knowledge of, semen retention or things of that nature. Coaches understand that cultivating your energy, saving your energy, abstaining from XXX literally equals greater performance or performance enhancement, right? You literally perform better, especially when it comes to sports. Whenever you cultivate your energy, whenever you abstain, right? This literally helps you in the long run. If you haven't noticed that, and if you never had this experience with a coach, definitely check that out. As far as no National Jazz, definitely try it out if you haven't already. Look, if you're participating in sports, you got track, basketball, football, baseball, whatever, cross country, another track related, whatever sport it is, hockey, whatever you do on your side time, etc., etc. Pay attention to that. Utilize that to your advantage, etc., etc. No, pay attention. Just pay attention to that overall. But without further ado, man, all that leads me to my benefits, family. I know that was a long introduction, but that was all things that we really needed to discuss. With that being said, and that leads me to benefit number one: leadership. Now, at this point, you are begin to recognize not only your uniqueness, but as well as you are more willing to go down a path of your own. You are now at this point where you're carving your own path within life, and that's within all areas of your life. People are actually starting to look at you and recognize you as a leader of such. You are starting to lead the path. They look to you toward for the answers. People might come up to you and ask you questions about certain things as far as in guidance or for some form of direction, because of the fact innately and unconsciously they sense that type of leadership from you. They sense that type of direction from you for whatever reason. As far as no National Jazz, they sense that direction from you, and it's the reason because of the fact your energy at this point, your energy is starting to resonate with other people. It's starting to affect other people on that note that they recognize you. Other people will recognize, as far as known as General Jazz, they will recognize the leader within you before you recognize it within yourself. So recognize and understand that these situations will come up and arise. With that being said, but not only random people or strangers or friends, family, whoever, but not only those people, but as well as yourself, you will start to notice that you have more direction within your life. You are being more assertive. You are going after things as such, taking control of your life. With this being said, you are tackling tasks one after another. You were just you were just in full throttle mode. With that being said, family, so just pay attention to that. Now, this actually leads me to my next point: respect from others, right? At this point, you are now, like I said, this kind of goes with that leadership role. You are now gaining respect from others naturally. You might come across situations and circumstances where people might address you in a more proper manner. They might come across you and just respect you naturally. They have respect for you. With that being said, the way they talk to you might be different compared to the way they talk to other people. Just engagement with you alone is just different compared to other people. People are feeling that energy that is literally beaming up off you at this point. They are feeling the energy, and that energy is resonating with their energy, and then subconsciously, this is how they respond to that, right? That respect, that notoriety. With that being said, from other people, even strangers, friends, family, whoever, you are just noticing the way people engage with you is completely different versus sometimes even how they would naturally engage with the average person they come across. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, the respect, people just naturally have respect for you at this point. They respect you, your name, and they just respect you because of the fact they subconsciously, it registers in their energy field that you are a divine being. You are on your purpose. You are serving the most high right now, right? This energy is present before you. It's present within you. It's showing on your face at this point. That glow. That glow has a whole different meaning than just having that glow. It's that godly presence. It's that godly presence starting to manifest itself within your physical reality. Family, understand that glow is something different. This is a godly glow. Understand that. And this brings me to my next point of what? 3. Restore masculinity and femininity. Now, what do I mean by that? it's certain type of behaviors, action, movement, presence, so on and so forth that we kind of present within our energy that kind of whether male or female throws us off balance from our masculinity and our femininity, whichever role that you play within life, right? Now, like I said, what do I mean by this, right? Restore masculinity and femininity. This energy will literally present itself within your actions. One, right? Your actions will begin to be different. The way you just move within life, the way you asserting yourself within life is just completely different at this point. You starting to take action on things that you probably never even thought of doing before you started this journey. The way like I said, the way you just portray yourself within life is just completely different. You just moving completely different and maneuvering life in a whole complete different aspect than the average person, or let alone than your old self, right? The person before you started this journey. Let alone it's going to show within your tone of voice, your speech, your communication, the way you engage with people, let alone your alertness. Like I said, man, if you a male, it's going people gonna hear that dominance within your voice. They gonna understand. Oh yeah, man, like your whole tone of voice is just gonna be different. Maybe you got some more bass within your voice. Maybe your voice is starting to hit people's energetic fields, as far as no natural jazz, or even a female. Maybe your voice has become more feminine in nature, more softer, more lighter, whatever that may be. And then, like I said, if with this being said, I'm sure both roles have had this problem as far as or encountered this situation where you might have been speaking to somebody, or first engaging into a conversation, whatever the case may be, and pretty much the person you heard yourself loud and clear, but the person they over like, huh, what you say, can you speak up a little bit? You know what I mean? With that being said, everybody just went through a situation like that, and it's because of the fact your energy is not resonating and it's not hitting their energetic field. And the reason being is because of the fact your energy, the energy that it takes to portray within those vocal cords is not registering, right? You don't have enough energy to emit uh at that time, a high assertive voice. With that being said, so now you feel like you gotta overexert your voice. With that being said, projecting your voice when it should be something that come naturally, as far as the natural jazz. You gonna notice at this point in time, whenever you speak to people, you won't run into situations like that because people hear you loud and clear. Your voice is more assertive within the room. It's more dominant within the room, whether you male or female. Your voice is heard. It's felt. It's felt within between people and just everybody who's around. With that being said, so pay attention to that. Like I said, and this also portrays within your behavior. Like I said, man, you gonna start acting different. You gonna notice and you gonna notice that and like I was about to say, pay attention to this, that you just starting to behave different. The way you was behaving on day one compared to this day 90, the energy that you have within you now is literally so much at this point that it's literally cultivating at it's literally cultivating at a rate that everything you do at this point, it's literally leading you to your highest self, your highest good, because now you are under direct divine guidance from the Most High, right? You are now connected, right? With that being said, so pay attention to that, because that is definitely something of importance. You're going to notice your whole perspective is changing. You're going to have a whole paradigm shift just in life in general, just because of the fact you gonna recognize the flaws in which and how you was moving before versus after you started this journey. It's gonna change your life, I guarantee you. Just 3 months, that's all it takes to change your life. I'm telling you, on this retention game, you gonna notice a whole complete different you, a whole complete different you. And as I mentioned in the beginning, with this first benefit starting off, leading into the masculine and feminine roles, that leadership type of quality, understand that if you're a male, you going to understand and notice that your leadership qualities are starting to present itself a little bit more. You're starting to be a little bit more assertive, more dominant, taking more control of your life. With that being said, family, you just going to start to notice that you are now just starting to take that more active role within your life, because at this point you was probably just letting and allowing life just to happen, right? Allowing life just to happen, right? With that being said, taking it as it come, or whatever the case may be, whatever life throws at you. But at this point, you are now starting to be more assertive, more taking control, like I mentioned before, and just going after things with that energy and passion, assertiveness, etc., etc. You're just going to notice that you're taking a more dominant role within your life overall, family. So pay attention to that, because I know a lot of people growing up, we have more so kind of reversed the roles when it comes to gender wise, as far as in you got females out here playing that more masculine role, when you got dudes out here playing that more feminine role, right? As for what do I mean by this? Now, you got females out here being the more dominant one, as far as in character wise, maybe being a more assertive one, trying to portray that leadership type of quality, when it should really be the male, and vice versa. You got the look, you got the female directing the dude around, etc., etc. When it's like I was mentioning, it should really be the other way around. When you got these males out here, they're being playing a more submissive role, doing whatever the female says, blase blase. And like I mentioned before, not taking control, not being a more dominant within the situation. And it's more so, like I mentioned before, because of the fact these situations growing up, we now got a society in which we got mothers, or parents, or whoever in hierarchy, as far as in that you might look up to. We got these females in society now screaming, "Oh man, we need more independence. We need more this. We need more that. I don't need a man for this. I don't need a man for that. I could do this by myself. Blase, blase." Or whatever the case may be. And this is just leading society down to a crazy path, because of that, what now we got more masculine females out here thinking that they can do everything a man can do. Not saying that that's not the case, but the point of being is, it's not the point if you can do everything a man or a man can do. It's the fact that understand the role that you're meant to play. Why do you want to take a more demanding role in life, as far as on that, that's just going to be harsher on you? To understand that, as far as a man is more built for the harsher realities of life, as far as when it comes to a female. A female should be willing and wanting to play that more submissive role within a situation. Not saying that that's always what it's got to be and always what it has to be, but understand that should be your more dominant character. Uh, that should be your more dominant character. With that being said, like I said, we all have masculine and feminine energies, but that's a whole nother topic. But touching on it a little bit, we all had those energies for a reason, as far as in to portray them all at various situations and whatever circumstances that is presented before us, right? But understand that the more dominant role that you should be playing is really pertaining to whatever gender you are. With that being said, and on this retention gain is definitely going to restore those type of roles within you just naturally. You might notice that you're just becoming naturally more submissive, naturally more feminine. Or males, you might be noticing that you're becoming naturally more dominant, naturally more aggressive, naturally more assertive, naturally, etc., etc. Everything is just restoring itself to its rightful place. With that being said, which brings me to my next point of what a sharper memory, being more grounded, or even more driven, right? Now, what do I mean by this? At this point, your memory has become increasingly more sharper, more grounded, and more stable. You might begin to start remember things that you've seen, heard, or even things that have been mentioned to you or ran past you. With that being said, like, oh man, you might just even start to have those past type of memories come up, like, oh man, I remember when I used to do such and such, or I remember when I was J high, you know what I mean, when I was a little kid type, or I remember when I was riding on that bike when I was a youngin' type. You know what y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Or I remember watching that movie like 3 years ago. Or I remember that show, whatever. Or I remember what my friend said last week, 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Remember the conversation in complete detail, like that type of memory. Or even down to what you ate like 6 months ago, or how long you been doing a regimen for, or just things that, okay, give an example, you might be studying for a test. With that being said, like, it's now more easier for you to recall things. Like, your recall memory is so on point at this point, and it's only increasingly getting more and more sharper as you continue along this journey, which is more reason why you should be doing this journey, because of the fact, who doesn't need their memory, let alone, it's a lot of people losing their memory, having Alzheimer's cases, etc., and just, mental instability, all these extra jazz, like. But I'm telling you, man, this journey is going to work wonders on you. Just all you gotta do is just take the journey. It's going to do wonders on you. But it doesn't even stop there. You might even start remembering like events, like past events, etc., etc. Even it don't even have to just be pertaining to yourself. Maybe it's pertaining to society. You remember such and such happened last year, 3 months ago, 2 years ago, or history or something like that. You start to remember your dates, all this extra jazz. 1982, 1694. You know what I mean? 1692. 1935, 1954, all these different dates, whatever the case may be, y'all get the point. Your memory is on point. And this brings me to what? 5. Your sexual opportunity, aka the test. Now, if y'all have been watching my videos, my retention videos, then y'all can recall what about my female retraction benefit, right? As far as I believe is month 5. I mean, not month. This is benefit 5. I meant to say month 1. I believe it's the first month you started experiencing a female attraction benefit, if I'm not mistaken. And with that being said, family, at this point in time, you at 3 months, you are now starting to get that sexual opportunity. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, at this point, you might start to get approached by various different people. People starting to be more direct. People starting to come towards you. Like I said, approach you on the matter. Or you might be already in a given situation, and you know, the final countdown arrives. Y'all in a room. You in a room with your mans or your womans, whatever, your mans or your girl, and y'all just chilling in a room, y'all by yourself, alone, whatever the case may be, or you chilling with the girl, female, the dude, whatever. Y'all in the room by alone, and those hormones, look, that chemistry is starting to kick in. You know what I mean? Look, and y'all just start to kick it. That opportunity gonna arise now. This the test. Are you willing to give up everything that you've cultivated and worked for this one moment of pleasure, this one moment of fun, right? Are you willing to give it all up for this moment right here? 3 months of grind, 3 months of work, hard work, mind you, because it's not easy making it to 3 months. 3 months is a long time. It's a long time. A lot of people would have folded by now, you know what I mean? But now you've gotten up to the point where this opportunity has manifested itself into the physical. Are you going to risk it all for this one opportunity? Mind you, it's going to be more to come, because like I said, now this benefit has just activated itself. It's going to be more to come. Are you willing to fold and risk it all and throw away all your benefits for this one night of pleasure? Now, I know what some of y'all might be thinking. Some of y'all going to be like, nah, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to keep it trucking. But when you get in that situation, you going to be telling me, oh, man, I can't even believe I done that. You know what look, I ain't going to lie, deep. Look, whoopty whoop whoop. Yeah, look, it's a whole different topic when you in that situation, man. Look, I'm telling y'all, but it's all good, because the journey repeats itself, and it's a lesson learned. See, every time we fold, every time we relapse, we always learn a lesson, and that's the greatest part about it. That second chance in the matter, right? We always learn a lesson and be are able to take something from it. So with that being said, definitely take heed to the situation if that does become you, or just overall, just wisen up and decide to take action and not participate in that situation. Don't let it go as far as in losing it all. Do something else with your time, you know what I mean? But we all are director of our reality, the director of our life. I can't physically tell you, but I can only advise you what's best, but it's up to you to make that decision. And that leads me to my next point of what? Increase willpower. Now at this point you are being less lethargic, right? So, but it doesn't even stop there. You have more willpower to take action within your life, or just be more decisive in your decisions, as far as in taking action on various decisions within your life, or making a conscious decision to do or not do something, to act or not act. With that being said, so speaking on that and adding that benefit to that opportunity, if a lot of y'all fold right now, with that being said, after 3 months, and I know that that willpower is kicked in by now, that means at that point you consciously chose to fold. You consciously chose to give it up. Even if even if you feel like, oh man, it was the heat of the moment, blase blase, that benefit then kicked in now, where you made the decision to lose it all. Now you gotta start at zero, and that zero hit different when you've been cultivating for 3 months now. 90 days. It hit different, I'm telling you. So with that being said, man, a lot of y'all just stay strong out there. But that brings me to what? Benefit number 7, which is more energy. Now at this point, you've been cultivating for 3 months. You probably on that Uberman schedule by now. And if you guys aren't aware of that reference, pretty much that's a hit at what? Nikola Tesla. And that's a person I mentioned earlier in the video, right? Now, as far as on that general jazz, pretty much Nikola Tesla was reported to, I believe, only sleep about a few. He would only take in like a few hours of sleep. Now, with that being said, why is that important? Because what? Realistically, you're only tired because your body, your vessel is drained. And so, with that being said, sleep is utilized for your body and vessel to recharge itself. But when you got all this energy cultivated, et cetera, it's like somebody just put a overcharge into you. Somebody connected you to the charge, and they overcharged you. Now you got all this energy, et cetera, and it's like it never runs out at this point. And so with this being said, it's gonna require you less sleep of you. You might be sleeping about less than five hours or less. With that being said, because of the fact it don't really take much for you to get your rest. It don't take much for you to be energized after that certain point. So definitely pay attention to that. And then this brings me to my last point of what? Less urges. Now at this point, S is not the first thing that's cultivating that within your mind. It's not your first thoughts, with this being said. So naturally it's going to trickle down to your energy, and all the way down to what? Your root chakra. That's not going to be binging all the time, et cetera, et cetera. It's not going to be pinging all the time, et cetera, right? You're not going to be always getting those urges, et cetera, et cetera. Not to say those urges won't arise or they won't occur whenever you in the heat of the moment, but it's just not going to be something that you have to struggle with, as far as in a fight and matter, trying to get through, this journey, these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever months, right? So all I'm saying is the journey is going to become a lot more easier, a lot more smoother as you continue along the journey, et cetera, et cetera. So just be mindful and pay attention to that, man. But without further ado, I hope you guys definitely enjoyed the video. I think that was probably about what, 7 or 8 benefits on month 3. There's definitely a lot going on with month 3, I'm telling y'all. So definitely be mindful and pay attention to that. Along with, man, you guys definitely hit that like button down below. If you guys definitely learned something within this video, soaked up some gems, let alone if I expanded your conscious awareness, definitely hit that like button down below. You know what I mean? Then along with, I had to low key record this video a couple times, man. The footage kept disappearing, messing up, etc., etc. So y'all hit the like button down below for that. With that being said, if I'm looking tired by the end of this video, this is the reason why. Because of the fact, these videos be taking time and energy. And when I be having to record a couple times, that'd be the reason why I'm looking tired by the end of it, because of the fact I had to overexert a lot of energy by so many times, and then me losing footage, etc., etc. So, man, y'all definitely hit that like button down below. I'm definitely trying to drop some gems on y'all's domes. You know what I mean? Along with, definitely hit that subscribe button down in the corner, because I'm telling y'all, we definitely got some new and upcoming content coming for you guys for 2022 and going forward, especially this summer, man. I have a lot of videos planned for you guys as far as I'm coming this summertime. I definitely want to release some certain things, etc., etc. But, I ain't going to dive too much into that, man. Y'all definitely just hit that subscribe button. Definitely share the video if you need to. Tell your friends, whoever, your auntie, cousin, brother, sister, look, distant uncle, whatever, whoever. Man, definitely just share the video. Get the video out there, whatever the case may be. Just hit that subscribe button down below. Join the family. I don't know what you're doing. Join the family. Because I'm telling y'all, deeper than surface level is it. We it for 2021. Not 2020. Look, maybe that's a sign. And we been it for since 2021. But we it for 2022 and going forward. I'm telling y'all, we only growing and expanding from this point on into the future. With that being said, so, man, y'all definitely just hit that subscribe button down below. Support the family, whatever the case may be. And if you guys want to follow me on my social media handles, they're definitely down below in the description below. Look, we got Instagram and also Snapchat, whatever the case may be. On my Instagram, I definitely be posting more spiritual and conscious awareness topics, all that extra jazz, etc. Family. Look, if that's something that you interested in, or something that you mess with, whatever the case may be, definitely go follow me on there. With that being said, but without further ado, I definitely hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's enough for announcement for the day. But it's your boy, Deeper Than Surface Level, family, and I am out.